Hello friends, SentinalhMC here, and welcome to an AgriCraft tutorial video. That's right, we've been using AgriCraft quite a lot in the Revolution Let's Play, so I thought it would be a good thing to go ahead and do a basics tutorial video for the base mechanics of AgriCraft, so that everybody, knows what we're talking about when we're working with AgriCraft, and so you all know how to use it, so you can follow along in the Let's Play so you know what's happening. I also don't feel too well today, so it's something lighter and easier that I can talk about, so that works out for me. This is the second time I'm recording this video, because apparently I ran out of hard drive space, and it lost the recording, which is really annoying. So, let's get into it, shall we? The first thing to mention about AgriCraft is that it actually adds very little in terms of items and blocks if you look at it in something like not enough items or too many items, whatever. It doesn't add really a ton on its own. However, what it does do, let's just turn that back off, is add a couple of mechanics that totally change the way that farming works in Minecraft. Usually you'll just take some seeds and you just plant them on the ground, and then they grow, and once they grow you break it and you get one, and then you have to replant it. However, with AgriCraft we have crop sticks. So now crop sticks are the first thing you need to craft in AgriCraft. They're the very basic item in the entire mod. And it's crafted with sticks. You can do this in your hand. All you do is take 4 sticks and put them in a square like that, and you get 4 crop sticks, so you don't lose your sticks. Even though it doesn't actually make sense, because in the world each one is made of 4 sticks, which technically means you're doubling your sticks. Whatever. Well, quadrupling them. But don't worry about it, it's balanced this way. Much less annoying. Then all you have to do is place down a crop stick on tilled soil, or since some crops grow on sand, you can also place crop sticks, if I break this grass, on sand, or on any other type of ground that crops can grow on. Okay? However, if you're placing it on dirt, you have to place it on tilled farmland, not on the base dirt, not on the grass. Got it? Good. Now, when you plant a crop on your crop sticks, you'll actually get some additional information about it. It'll tell you what kind of a crop it is, it'll tell you its growth stage, you'll get some other stats, and it'll tell you if the plant is fertile and can grow. Which can be very useful and helpful for debugging your plants. If it's not growing, it might tell you what's wrong. Now you'll notice here some stats: growth, gain, and strength. However, if I go over here and plant these wheat seeds, you'll say it doesn't actually give me those stats. It says this seed is not yet analyzed. What is that all about? Well, that leads us into the seed analyzer. This is how you analyze your seeds. It's crafted very simply with 2 blocks of wood, a wood slab, a stone slab, and this can be any variety really, 3 sticks, and a glass pane. All you have to do is right click on it, take a seed that's unidentified, and place it in the middle. It will then identify your seed. In this case, it was just a base seed, so it still has 111. Now, every seed you find in the world will have a value of 111 when put in the analyzer. What do these stats mean though? Well, growth is related to how quickly your seed will grow. The higher this number is, the faster the plant grows. These numbers all cap out at 8, by the way. The best plant you can get is an 888, I believe. Or does it go up to 9? I don't think it goes up to 10. But it might go up to 9. So a plant with a very high growth stat will grow much faster than the same plant with a very low growth stat. Gain is about the number of drops you get when you harvest the plant. So by default, when you harvest, let's say, a wheat plant, you might get 1 wheat. However, if it has a very high gain stat, you could get 2, 3, maybe even 4 wheat. So the higher your gain, the more items you get per harvest, which really increases your yield. So if you have a lot of crops with really high gain, you don't need to plant as many to get the same number of drops. Or if you plant more, you can get a ton of drops. So that's really good. If you need a ton of a particular plant, you want high gain. Then there's strength. Strength is related to another aspect of this mod, which is allowing you to take clippings of a plant and plant a duplicate of it on another pair of crop sticks. So the higher your strength is, the more likely that is to succeed. Now, in order to do that, you're going to need another tool, the clippers. Clippers are crafted with shears, an iron ingot, and 2 sticks. So what do these things do? You can go up to any plant that has a growth stage greater than 0, and you can right-click on it with the clippers. It's going to produce clippings, that's what these items are, and it's going to reduce the growth stage. We have currently 3 wheat clippings now. What we could do is we could place down 3 crop sticks, and we could right-click on them with these clippings. Now you can see I right-clicked on each one once. It used up 1 clipping each, and it only worked once. If this wheat seeds instead had a very high strength, it would have worked more often. So that's what that one's about. I tend to consider that one less important, but that's what that does. That's what the strength is. So it may also have it may also have an impact on things like crossbreeding, which is what we're going to talk about, but I actually don't know, so I can't really comment on that much more about the strength value. I'm sure Dragon will post in the comments and let us all know all exactly what strength does, but it does do that, and it may have an impact on other things that I'm not currently aware of. Now, I mentioned crossbreeding. What am I talking about? Well, you may be wondering how you increase these numbers. The way that you increase these numbers is through crossbreeding. Well, crossbreeding the same crop. So I have here some potato seeds. If I go ahead and plant potato seeds right next to each other, okay, with some squares touching both, I can go ahead and crossbreed these plants together. And every time a crossbreed occurs, there's a chance that the crossbreeded plant will have a mutation that'll increase one of those numbers. The way that you do it is you first have to grow the plant to maturity. So I'm just going to do that with some bone meal, which is how I usually do it. Once they're mature, you can use them for crossbreeding forever, because they don't actually get reduced as long as you don't harvest these. Then you just have to place 2 crop sticks on the same square, and that puts this little cross beams on top of it. And you can do this for both of these 2 spaces. That's why I like to use this 2x2 setup, because it allows you to have 2 crossbreeding setups positions with only 2 crops. But you could do it in any other way as well. You could do it like this, for example. Okay? Of course, you're now limited to only having the 1 space. And this takes time. I don't know if it goes by ticks or by seconds, but every so often there's a chance that a potato seed will appear on one of these crop sticks. And then there's a chance, once that happens, that those numbers will be higher. So at the moment, we have to wait for these potatoes to crossbreed onto these sticks. However, you don't want to just go off and leave this by itself, because AgriCraft has another mechanic. Oh, and we just see it. Weeds. Weeds have sprouted on this crop stick, and this is bad. If we were to walk away and leave these weeds here for a while, when we came back, we would have weeds on all 4 of these crop sticks, and our potatoes would be destroyed. So we need to get rid of these weeds before they destroy all of our crops that are adjacent to it. The way that you do that is by using a hand rake. Now, there's a bit of an issue where it doesn't actually appear to have gotten rid of the weeds, but all you have to do now is place another crop stick on top of it, and those weeds are gone. To get the hand rake, you have to craft it. Now, there's 2 versions. There's an iron one, which is crafted with a stick and iron bars, but there's also a cheaper wooden one, crafted with a stick and a fence. Okay? They both do the same thing. They remove weeds. You can also use them to uproot your crops. So if I was to right-click on this crop, I would get a potato, and I would also get my seed back. Okay, so you can see that we now have potato seeds on both of these squares here. So if I use my hand rake, I can pick them up, even though I'm in creative mode. And if we look, they don't stack. Now, that's the thing about AgriCraft. In order for crops in AgriCraft to stack, they have to have exactly the same number values. And these are currently unidentified. So what we need to do is place these in the seed analyzer, and we can see this one has a 112, okay? So it got better. It got better through crossbreeding. It mutated and became a 112 instead of a 111, which is good. This one, on the other hand, remained a 111. When you crossbreed, there's only a chance that these will actually increase, and you may just have one that's the same strength. However, because this is now a 111, it can now stack with the other 1, 1, 1. So you gotta watch it with AgriCraft, or you'll fill up like tons of chests with just crappy little seeds. Which is why I like, when I'm doing AgriCraft, I like to make a compost bin from garden core. And what that'll allow you to do is that'll allow you, and I'm not going to get into this block and how to make it. You have to look it up. This bin will allow you to take your crappy seeds that you don't want anymore and put them in there and just get rid of them. And it'll make compost for you, which will actually do something. So I tend to not hang on to the lower level seeds and just get rid of them. Because if you hang on to them all the time, you'll end up with, tons of crappy seeds sitting everywhere. So now that we've increased one of these to 1, 1, 2, we're going to want to start crossbreeding with this one. The way that crossbreeding works to increase these stats is that every time it happens, there's a chance that 1 or 2 or even all 3 of these numbers will go up by 1. Okay? Or I think they can also go up by 2. Or maybe even by 3. I don't know if they can go up by 3, but I do know they can go up by 1, and I think they can go up by 2, but I'm not 100% on that. So what we want to do now is uproot this potato and plant our 1, 1, 2 there. And if we grow this up, we're now crossbreeding a 1, 1, 2 with a 1, 1, 1. This gives us a chance to end up with a 2, 2, 3, or a 1, 2, 3, or a 2, 1, 3, or a 2, 2, 3. But you see what I mean. Whenever you get a crop that's better, you want to start crossbreeding with that crop because the numbers can only go up. Okay? They can only go up or stay the same. They can't get worse. We just got more potato seeds. Let's see if... Oh, and more. Let's see if we got lucky. Chances are bad that I'll get lucky again. Oh, we did! 2, 2, 2. And what's this one? 2, 2, 1. Okay, so now we have a 2, 2, 2 seed. So we'd go ahead and we'd uproot this one. And we'd take our 2, 2, 2 seed. And we'd plant it there. And we'd go level and we'd grow it up. And then we'd do some more crossbreeding in order to get the possibility of a 3, 3, 3. Okay? You get it? That's how crossbreeding works. It takes time, it's a little boring, but it's also really mellow if you don't want to deal with some really complicated mechanics. Just do some AgriCraft for a while. It'll take you a while and you'll go through a lot of wood with crop sticks. But, it's kind of neat to just watch the numbers go up. Kind of like an idle game. Okay, so we talked about crossbreeding with the same plant to raise those numbers. But there's another use for crossbreeding that's even better and more powerful. And that's crossbreeding different plants. So instead of just crossbreeding these potatoes together, we could crossbreed potatoes with carrots or potatoes with wheat. What is this madness, you ask? Well, it's quite simple. If I hit U to see all the recipes, we can see this. If we crossbreed potato seeds with carrot seeds, we can get pumpkin seeds. That's how you read these crop mutation things in the recipes list. The item on the left and the item on the right, when crossbreeded, can produce the item in the middle, and it grows on this type of land. Okay? So if we wanted... What is that, a bird? If we wanted to get pumpkins, we could crossbreed potatoes and carrots. If we wanted to get brown mushroom spores, we could crossbreed netherwort and potatoes on mycelium. If we wanted to get beans, we could crossbreed potatoes and those pumpkin seeds that we bred earlier. If we want to get sweet potatoes, we use sugarcane and potatoes. And that's what it is. That's what crop mutation is all about. What is this? Is that the swan making that noise? Come on, leave me alone. So, that is too annoying. I can't let this swan live. It's gotta be the swan, right? Okay. That was really annoying. Glad that's gone. So, let us get rid of this one and plant ourselves a carrot here. Now, if we place down our crossbreeding sticks, there is a chance that we will get pumpkins on these squares. Very cool. Now, I might actually need to hoe these blocks here in order for the pumpkins to actually grow on this block, but I'm not really sure. So, yeah, that's what crossbreeding will get you. Although you'll sometimes just get carrot or potato seeds. So just get rid of those, uproot them with your rake, and place down another crop stick on it so that it'll be a crossbreeding stick, and just keep doing that. Again, it's random, and you may be here for a while. See, we got carrots again, so you can't leave it. You might be here for a while trying to get your pumpkins, but eventually you'll get pumpkins, and then you can crossbreed with pumpkins. So if we hit U on this to get back to the pumpkins, once you have pumpkins, you can turn them into melons by breeding them with carrots again. Once you have the melons, you can breed them with sugarcane in order to get the dandelion seeds. But how do you get sugarcane? Well, I did this in my Let's Play series, wheat plus carrots growing on sand. So as you can see, AgriCraft is pretty powerful. And so we got potatoes again, so we got to keep going. You can get every crop in the mod pack. So for Revolution, you can get all of the plants from Botania. Okay, now that's amazing. That's awesome, and I'll tell you why. Because they'll be AgriCraft seeds, you can crossbreed them to be 888s or 999s, to be super fast growing. And you'll never have a shortage of those plants again. Here we go, we got pumpkins. So you can grow crops that are really, really necessary, and they grow on the same tile if you're using AgriCraft. So you can grow crops that are usually difficult to get or really important that you have with AgriCraft, and then you can breed them to make them better so that you can get more of that item. And for a great example of that, if we turn on NEI again, a great example of that is cinder pearls from Thaumcraft. Okay, you can get cinder pearl seeds in AgriCraft, and you do that by going through the tulips and the other plants. This takes a long time to get through this, but once you get to cinder pearl seeds and you start breeding them together to get up to 888 seeds and high fast growing seeds, that's how I got the 6-7 stacks of cinder pearls that I have in my Revolution series. Once you get that resource crop high level, you're suddenly rolling in what used to be a difficult to get resource. So that's what we're talking about with AgriCraft. It's the ability to not only grow pretty much every crop in your mod pack if it's configured that way, but also have them grow really fast and gain a lot of drops from each growth. So AgriCraft is really powerful. Don't underestimate the power of farming, guys. You can get a lot of resources this way. Okay, and you can plant crops from other mods like canola from RotaryCraft. I think you can plant industrial hemp from immersive engineering. In fact, I'm kind of curious about that now. Let's grab this industrial hemp seed and see if we can plant it on crop sticks. We can plant it on crop sticks. That means that we can analyze it. That means we can improve it. That means we can make it grow super freaking fast. Okay, so yeah, any mod that you're playing that has a crop that you need a lot of, AgriCraft can help you get a ton of that resource. So that's basically it for this video. Hopefully this wasn't too long, and hopefully this was interesting, even though it's really just plants. But I hope you can see how AgriCraft can be really powerful if you're playing mod packs that rely a lot on crops of various descriptions. You can get every crop from Pam's Harvest Craft so that you can eat a delicious diet of supreme pizzas all the time. You can get all the plants, the mystic flowers from Botania. You can get cinder pearls from Thaumcraft. The list goes on. It's great. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. YouTube is going through some changes right now. You've probably seen other YouTubers talk about it, like Philip DeFranco talked about it, H3H3 Productions talked about it, where YouTube's algorithm seems to be favoring likes and comments now. So this goes for every YouTuber that you're subscribed to. Their channels are going to need your likes more now than ever before. So the fastest growing channels on YouTube right now are the ones that are begging for likes. So unfortunately, we're at that point now where YouTubers really do need those likes more so than views now. So make sure you like those videos if you want to give your favorite tubers some promotion. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Join our Discord. Link is in the description. It's a great place to hang out. I'm in there pretty much all the time. We can chat. You can ask questions. We can get some games together. If you've got the same games, we can use that to find matches. If you've got Civilization 6, I'd love to play with you because I haven't really done much multiplayer with Civ 6 yet, except for those games with Shiva. That game with Shiva. And it's just a great place to hang out, so make sure to join that if you're interested. Follow me on Twitter if you want to get updates and notifications about when the videos go up, but also when we're going to be streaming, because I know I say it a lot, but I really do want to start streaming again. It's really fun, and it's just, you know, it's hard to find the time that I can set aside a couple of hours to do nothing but game, but hopefully we can start streaming again soon, and that's where you're going to get those notifications. I'm going to notify people on Twitter before the stream goes up, so definitely follow me there if you're interested in that. So, with all that said, it sounds like a ton of stuff to say at the end, but I really do appreciate you sticking with me this long. The channel wouldn't exist if you guys weren't watching. Stay tuned for future videos. I'm SentinalH, and I'm signing out.